My name is Lynn Redwood. I'm president of Safe Minds, and this is my son, Will Redwood. Will, how old are you?
11.
When Will was born, he was completely normal the first year alive. Shortly after his first birthday, he started to regress. He developed repeated infections. He stopped talking to us. He stopped interacting with us. He went from a happy, active, loving infant to a child who just wanted to sit in his infant seat and watch videos over and over again all day long. He also stopped eating. He would get very frustrated because he couldn't communicate with us and tell us what he wanted. Will was ultimately diagnosed with pervasive developmental disorder, not otherwise specified. It wasn't until Will was 5 years old that we realized that Will was actually suffering from mercury toxicity and not autism. Over the years, we've treated Will biomedically. He takes numerous supplements. Will has undergone chelation therapy, and he's just made remarkable improvement over the years. We were told that Will may not ever talk, and I'm here today to let you know that there is hope for our children, and they can talk, and they can lead normal lives, and I think Will can speak to that.
Tell us what your school is like.
Oh, you mean Bedford School or the Science Camp School?
Talk about Science Camp School.
Oh yeah, the Science Camp School rocks. It's the best place that I've ever been in my life. You get to create games, make movies, and also make some 3D video games. Really, is probably the best place ever.
Great. And Will, do you remember when you were younger? Do you remember having problems communicating?
Well, I kind of remember a few, but not a lot of them.
Okay.
Like the time when I always, will make my eyes open when sleeping. The time when I had to use hand language. Is like that.
We used to use infant Makaton to be able for Will to tell us if he wanted more or if he wanted to drink. So it was a way to sort of help with some of his frustration of not being able to communicate with us. It wasn't until after Will was 4 that we started getting language out of Will.
Yes, and here's the funny part. Mom told me when I was, doing the computer things, my first word was stupid.
He was in a 4-year-old at-risk kindergarten, and this was like halfway through the year, and he hadn't talked all year long. And he was working at the computer, and the teacher came over and said, "Will, it's time to go to lunch," and he kept working at the computer. So the teacher turned the computer off, and Will looked up at her and said, "Stupid." And that day when I came to pick up Will, she came running out to the car going, "You're not going to believe this." And I was like, "What?" And I was sort of anticipating the worst. She was like, "He talked." And I was like, "Oh my God, what did he say?" And he goes, "He called me stupid." So it was like, not what I was anticipating for his first word, but, it was wonderful. And slowly, one by one, words would start coming out. And then my husband and I, it was funny, we would count, like if he put 2 words together. And, just up until a few years ago, we would still, he'd say, "Well, let's go to the store." My husband and I'd go, "Let's go to the store." He's up to 5, But now, he talks all the time.
Do you have friends, Will?
Oh yeah.
Who's your best friend?
Mac.
What kind of things do you and Mac do?
Oh, not so much, talk a lot, never shut up, play video games, and
What has been his progress in school?
Initially, the first time that Will did standardized tests was in 1st grade, and he took the Iowas as the Iowa Test of Basic Skills, and it's compared nationally to children throughout the country. And Will scored in the 1st to 3rd percentile nationwide, which means that 97 to 99% of children his age scored higher than he did. And in 2nd grade, he took the same test again, and he was up in the teens, anywhere between 14 to 17% on the Iowas, which I thought was just remarkable. I was so pleased with with how much better that he did. And then in 3rd grade, when he took the same test, he was up scoring. I think his overall score was 51. So he's in the completely average range now with all of his standardized testing. And there's areas that he does better in, like he really loves social studies. He has a great teacher, makes A's and B's in social studies. Math, you like math?
Sometimes I like math in 4th grade, but not in 5th grade. And I kind of got, I kind of bored of it because the teacher, I never knew when to be, never knew when to shut up. In fact, I would just, doze off somewhere because she was, kind of.
You would sleep in class?
I tried.
Will, back this last year was telling me he wanted to run for president. So, Will, why don't you tell him what your platform would be for running for president? What kind of things would you like to see change in the world?
No mercury, no war, make criminals become good people, and those that are rare and endangered will be back up to their feet. It's a pretty good thing.
Yeah, I think those are all great things. Well, is there anything you would want to tell parents who have a child with autism?
Yes. If your child has autism and mercury and you don't know what to do, join and learn Redwood's Safe Minds. And it'll help you fight against autism.
Thank you.